Mind your own business, Max. Mind your own business, Max. Not your body, not your decision, not your choice, not your life, not your uterus, not your pregnancy, not your business, never has been, never will be. Too bad, so sad, sucks to be you.
I don't know who you are, why you're here.
I'm just here.
I don't think you've been invited onto the property.
Do we have to be invited?
Well, I mean, otherwise you could be charged with trespassing.
Are you guys invited to Planned Parenthood?
Yes, yeah, no, we're volunteers here.
We're here to protect the
So,
patients. Mind your own business, Max.
That's fine. We're here to listen to what you got to say. That's it.
okay. Stay off the property for now. Stay out of the driveway for now. I just don't know who you are.
Is Planned Parenthood, do they get public funds? Planned Parenthood?
They do in certain states, though. It may be different. I'm not sure if Texas or Kansas.
Not your decision, not your choice.
I don't
not your uterus, not your body, not your life. Too bad, so sad.
Is there a supervisor we could speak with? What? We'll stay over here. Is there a supervisor we could speak with? I don't have a supervisor, no. But I just don't know who you are, and that's why I'm saying.
I just told
you. If you
you.
want to protest, if you want to film protest, that's fine. Sidewalk's right there.
Mind your own
business, I don't know you,
Trey.
so.
Mind your own business, Trey. They have what they need here, Trey. They don't need you. Not your decision, not your business, not your body, not your uterus, not your pregnancy, not your life. Never has been, never will be. Too bad, so sad, sucks to be you.
You guys are on opposing sides. Where do you guys think life begins? Fertilization.
Fertilization, what about you?
I don't know you guys enough to answer.
Well, this guy has 200 million views on the internet. It doesn't make a difference if you know us or trust us. We're giving you 200 million views worth of people to
I'm
talk
here
with.
to remind him that America's full of choice.
Toys?
And we came here for choice.
Choice,
Freedom
okay.
of choice.
At what point do you think the human has its own capacity to have its own choice?
When they walk in there.
Yeah, it's just a grand meditation on life, what it means to be God, and why God would want suffering in a world that He loves. Yeah.
So, well, first of all, who wrote the Bible?
First and foremost, God. After that, just a lot of people.
Well, but
A lot of authors, a lot of editors.
Well, you say that it was God or somebody inspired by God, but you're just taking the word from people. We have no. I mean, like if I say I wrote, I'm Jesus, or I wrote a book, you would be just taking my word for that, and I'm sure you'd be probably very skeptical. But let alone somebody from 2,000 years ago, or more, 3,000 years ago. Why? Who wrote these books, and why do you trust them?
Why do I trust them? I think at the core of it, you do, as a Reformed guy, I believe that the core of my faith and my trust comes from a very highly subjective notion of revelation, or as the Reformed folks might call it, regeneration. As the Bible might call it, apocalypse, the hidden things being made known, literal meaning of the word, even though it's come to be associated with the end of the world. But from there, I think there's a lot of good historical buttresses alongside of that core revelation, like the Bible having an abnormal number of copies to validate that this is what it is. This is what these people believe. And these copies like have so few errors, and the errors lack significance so much of the time. And by errors, I mean contradictions, grammar, between the tenses that we can.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I offer my perspective?
Absolutely.
Sure.
The classicist.
I'm going to found my belief in the God of Christianity, in an analytical sense, I'm not going to go by evidences, because evidences can never give certainty. I don't know if you know the scientific method.
Good morning, folks. I want you to know that there's help available for you over here on the sidewalk if you need it.
Mathematical,
If
analytical
any of you are here for abortion
gives
information,
certainty. And
or
so,
here seeking
what
an
I'm going to
abortion,
say for existence of God first
I
of all,
want you to understand
never will
is that
be.
that you're
dependent
pregnant with a
Mind your
child.
own business. You don't have any help for them. All you have is judgment.
Not to destroy.
Go home and mind your own
you say
business.
that you are a theist.
You must have some to mind somewhere.
The closest
Mind your own
right now,
business, Max.
on your womb, please don't kill your
Mind
child.
your own business,
If you don't want your
Max.
baby, we'd love to adopt your baby.
Mind your own business,
If you need help
Max. They don't
providing
want
for your
some
baby,
nut
we'd love
job
to help provide.
I don't know.
Please trust in Jesus Christ
Well,
this
I think
morning.
that you would
Please turn
agree that
away
there are
from this
certain
place
things that are
murders
right and
babies.
certain things that are wrong.
If you're not here for an abortion,
Like
please
Hitler was
understand
wrong. Would you agree
that
with that?
babies are murdered here.
Absolutely.
Ask
Okay.
yourself if you're
And
okay receiving
here's,
your health care.
I like to. I'm kind of a simple thinker. I like the Socratic method, and I like to think about things.
I like the Socratic method myself.
Okay, great. So
I'd love to talk with you about anything.
it's important to understand that
this morning.
all moral law is based in the sanctity of existence, which means that we know that which is right is that which furthers existence. So that we see someone who is killing.
But science would say that's just evolution, and I'm not a fan of science or
Science is
evolution.
not teleological.
No, I know, but I'm saying what that.
Stay out of the driveway.
All moral law is based in the idea of the sanctity of existence.
And so, people that are pro science or leftist would say that that's just our survival instinct to procreate to further the species.
So
that's,
wait, is the goal survival then?
Yes,
Okay, but
that's what evolution would say.
Evolution has no goals though.
That's true. Evolution.
So how do you reconcile that? It's teleologically, unteleologically.
Well, for existence, right? So I would say that if what you're saying is,
But either existence matters or it doesn't. Evolution says that it matters, but evolution doesn't have teleology.
that's true.
It's contradictory. It doesn't make sense. It's a great 19th century paradigm, but we're living in the 21st century. Are you familiar with Aristotle's fourfold causality?
No.
Aristotle broke down causality into four categories, like how we know something comes to pass.
Okay, sure.
And he used the example of the sculptor in a sculpture. Okay? And he would say that the material cause is that out of which the sculpture is made. It might be a block of granite or something like that. Then he had what's called the formal principle, would be the instructions, basically. What am I going to make here? It's either in his mind or on paper or something like that. It's the thing that informs the final result.
Okay.
Then you had the final cause, which is the reason for which the whatever it is made. For example, the king commissioned the making of the statue. That's the final cause. Now, the efficient cause is the sculptor himself. He's the one that brings about the final result of the statue. Yeah. And then you have a subcategory of efficient cause, which is the instrumental cause. Those are the instruments, a hammer and a chisel
Sure.
that he uses like that. Okay. So when you look at during the Enlightenment, there was a great change. We had the Newtonian revolution for physics, and Aristotelian physics was very much flawed. Okay, and it just wouldn't work. But Isaac Newton came along and gave this completely new paradigm. But what happened in that is not only the physics of Aristotle was rejected, but also the metaphysics and causality was thrown out the window. And so what we've got is the formal and the final causes were thrown out, and they said basically, no, there is no purpose. Everything's just going what it is. But in doing that, I think that we made a huge mistake in completely throwing out Aristotle altogether, and we're actually having a bit of a renaissance right now with early Greek philosophy, which is giving us, I think, a great benefit in science. Okay. Science says that there is no teleology, there's no telos, there's no purpose in anything. But we all know that that's not true. Science says, the Darwinian synthesis says that we can never ask the question, why? But is that not one of the fundamental questions of all humanity? Everybody asks the question, why am I here? And so what this materialist perspective has given us is basically lopped off one of our wings of our bird, and all we do is we fly in circles. We can't ask the big questions, and we can't have answers that really bring true satisfaction in this world. And so what we need is we need to return, just like in the Renaissance in the 13th, 14th century, they returned back to the Greeks as ad fontes was the Renaissance, back to the sources. They rediscovered Aristotle. They rediscovered the Greeks, and it was like a quantum leap, not only for science but also for religion, for Christianity. It was a benefit for everybody. But in the Enlightenment, we lost it. Are you familiar with Immanuel Kant?
Yeah.
Okay, Kant came up. He's considered to be the watershed of philosophy in modern philosophy today. And what Kant said, and Kant claimed to be a Christian. He was a German pietist household, which are kind of mystical Lutherans. And he was responding to the critique that David Hume gave for knowledge. Hume was basically saying, since all we have is our senses, he said basically scientific, he was an empiricist, because everything's going to be a rationalist or empiricist. Plato was a rationalist, and Aristotle was considered to be empiricist. And you see everybody, you can put them in that camping like that. And today we live in an empirical camp where everything is empirical, right? All right, so Kant came along and said, he saw what Hume did, because he said, Hume just basically said, we don't know anything. And basically, the biggest thing is we don't know causality. Now, I don't know that Hume was saying they're going to want water.
We're good, thanks. Appreciate it.
There you guys are.
No, appreciate it.
You have to stop participating in this massacre.
It's good that you can focus on
Business, keep your dick in your pants and you'll never cause an abortion. That's the only effect you get to have on this issue. You don't get an opinion.
But to unify the person,
What about the Bible and Exodus?
Get out of the
where
driveway.
God says, clears the way, also brings the plague upon the Egyptian people, but he also
Not
says,
allowed to impede access to the driveway. Stay off of it.
So what's up with that?
okay, from the Christian perspective, all men are sinners and deserving of death. Everyone. So the real question is not why would God...
The Old Testament was pretty much fair game until Jesus came back.
I mean, everybody in all of history is fair game until Christ is appropriate.
So you big thing is you said you
Driveway. She's impeding the driveway.
Many exponentially in any book of
The causality.
the problem was making sure it's all have mistakes. Early on in Christianity, there was a lot of persecution. So you see, even in the New Testament, they're scattered about all over the earth, and it's very accomplished scholars.
Oh, Richard Dawkins is an idiot because I don't agree with him.
We cannot, they were written by professional people, therefore...
Never mind his fucking doctorate in evolutionary biology.
None of it matters. Like they can believe whatever they want, but it doesn't matter here. That's the whole thing. It's not that complicated.
Clear the driveway, please.
Not to destroy.
Mind your
Please
own
don't kill your
business.
child.
Mind your own business, Max. Keep your dick in your pants and you'll never cause an abortion. Funny how that works, isn't it? Mind your own business, Max. 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 Not your body, not your decision, not your choice, not your life, not your uterus, not your pregnancy, not your business, never has been, never will be. Too bad, so sad, sucks to be you. Mind your own business. Mind your own business, Max.
Every crisis that we've seen in humanity has begun with that. When you start living with skepticism and consistently doing that, society unravels and falls. Skepticism, again, this is another one of those things people know. It's just like the word skepticism.
I don't know why you want to film patients, but again, the property line's basically the sidewalk, so if you can stick to the sidewalk, it'd be great.
What patient am I filming?
What?
I'm not filming no patients.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
No? You're pointed at the parking lot. There's patients going in and out.
You don't think I'd be able to record from over there the same thing? I'm trying to get a shot of what she's trying to say. You support her, right?
I do support her, but
okay, so
my main point is, you know what? It doesn't matter if you were filming the Pebbles.
You're the only one complaining, bro. Just leave me alone, bro.
It doesn't matter if you were filming the Pebbles. The property line's basically the sidewalk, so I'd like you to stick to the sidewalk. If people want to talk to you, they can come talk to you on the sidewalk, and I think you've been getting plenty of useful footage for that. But just letting you know, I mean, I know you're not a staff member, I know you're not a volunteer, I know you're not a patient, so stay on public property, please.
Does Planned Parenthood get public fund? Do they get public funds? Yes or no? Well, if you guys get public funds, that means we have the right to be on the freaking property. Thank you. Just like yes. Oh, really? So you mean to tell me that they're gonna take my money to finance something and then tell me I'm not allowed there? I don't think that's how that works. Yeah. That's not how that works.
If God thought it okay for everybody's going to have so many wives and, you know, whatever, why then is it when a person has a second wife, they can't even take communion?
Feel free to ignore this.
Again, to believe in the devil, you have to believe in the Bible. I don't believe in
She said fuck off. Oh my God. I support freedom of speech. I support what everyone has to say.
the 1611 is a good one. I agree. The Septuagint's a good one. But even amongst the 1611 crowd, they can't agree on the books. Because the translations are so different that we get different doctrines, like in the Judaism. And the books themselves are different. Like I said, Luther didn't even believe that James in Revelations he fought viciously against them, passionate about.
He can use more words to say less than anyone I've ever met.
Today they have taken off the white sheet and put on police uniform. They've